Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. I'm still a little bit out of whack. Please bear with me. I finally got my desk together. I just haven't got the office together yet, but that will be a work in progress. I sort of thought I'd be on top of it by now, but due to other things around that needed attending to, I haven't quite got there. So thank you for supporting me and working with me on this. I will be back to normal as soon as possible, whatever normal is, back to routine. I'm going to use the Cosmic Tarot for your reading this morning. I found it while I was moving a box earlier, and I thought, oh good, I've got to change. And we're going to read an oracle from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Not too much to update. If you want a personal reading with me, I am still doing personal readings. I'm a little bit more open for readings this week. If you do want one, you can go and book www.theaussiegoddess.com. I do have a lot of cards of balancing and getting into balance coming through this morning in all the cards. So it's quite interesting how the energies this week are very much about balancing things out. And that may mean for you even things like forgiveness, letting things go, letting people and places go, but there's a real energy of bringing yourself into balance. So I don't know what's been going on for other people in the universe, but I can see it in the world. I can see it, you know, that things need being brought back into balance in the world. So I feel like individually, maybe we need to start pulling ourselves into balance too. I feel like the last couple of years have been so unstable and so disruptive that people are finding it very difficult to get back into those routines and those ways of life that they were used to before the last couple of years. So we have the Ace of Swords coming up first, and everybody that's been watching my channel for a long time knows this is my favourite card. I know that I probably have explained so many times why for me it is my favourite card, but for everybody, all tarot readers will have a particular card that they love. And it's generally not the ones who would think. So we all identify, I guess, with a certain amount of the tarot. For me, the Ace of Swords is always about the truth. It is a clarity. It is understanding the direction to go in because you now have clarity on something. So it's a brand new beginning. I feel this is why I'm talking about bringing things into balance, bringing things back into some sort of equilibrium. But in the long term, for me, the Ace of Swords talks of standing in your truth. Now, this isn't just about being honest about what you do. It's about being true to who you actually are. So we know that for many of us, regardless of how good we are and how honest we are, we do tend to put a bit of a mask on and not show the truth about ourselves or the truth about who we are. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's often been, you know, a way of sort of survival, I guess. So, you know, many, especially twin flames, will identify with that journey. Being able to really see yourself for who you are and not being ashamed to show the world who you are at a deeper level. Sometimes we don't even know we are wearing a mask. So it may be something that we're so attuned to and we feel that that's the right way of doing it. I feel for me personally, the idea around over responsibility and self-righteousness was difficult for me to recognize for a very long time. And once I started to realize that, it wasn't really that I was, you know, being judgmental. It wasn't that I was visibly thinking my ideas were best, but I just found it really hard to understand why people wanted to do things differently when I felt my way was the right way. And again, it wasn't bad. I just felt that people should always sort of look after each other and care for each other and do all those sort of things. And I realised other people see their world differently. So some people see themselves as paramount to their world, so they don't see that they have any responsibility to the planet or to other people, to the collective. And that was okay. I sort of learned, you know, that people have their own way, it's their journey, and it's different to mine. And once I'd realised that, I was very comfortable with accepting it. I might not like it, it might make me feel uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, It was something that they chose to do, and I didn't need to be responsible for other people's choices. The thing is, sometimes people's choices are very damaging. So, for example, when people throw cigarettes out of cars when you're in the middle of a bushfire season, that would make me so angry I would see red. I'd want to go and pick that cigarette up and flick it back at them. But some people don't see the world that way. They don't see it. They only see themselves within the world. And because of that, they can sometimes come across as being entitled in some way, shape or form. But again, that's their journey to be on, and I don't have to take responsibility for that. And I did for a long time. So I know there are people watching this that might go, oh, I never thought of that before, feeling responsible for the planet or feeling responsible for other people's health and welfare. But for some of us, I guess, we see the world differently. So when I see the Ace of Swords, I feel like it's about you standing in the truth of who you are, regardless of what you feel that truth is, regardless of what you have learned along the way. This is about accepting yourself fully and moving forward. It's about having clarity about everything, things being so in place on your path. So the Ace of Swords for me is a beautiful card, and followed by the Star just makes it 10 times more powerful. The Star card is a card of healing, is a card of having faith and trust in where the universe is leading you, regardless of whether people try to pull you off your path. And I feel that when you're not standing in your truth, you are at greater risk of being pulled off your path. Because when people are around you influencing you, sometimes you may doubt the direction you're going in. Now, I don't feel that you should ignore people. I think that you can learn from the way people do things. You don't necessarily have to follow that way. You be true to who you are. It doesn't mean that you won't learn something from that. So when the Star card comes through for me, it sort of makes me feel that you've probably been through a period of learning. You've probably had some sort of idea of the way you're going. But when I look at these two cards, I feel like that Star card is definitely about your destiny, the way you're meant to be going. I don't feel that you could have been in any different position at this point in time, because the Sword says to me that you are ready to move forward in a brand new way now. And you have the Star here, and you have the Chariot. So when I'm talking moving forward, I really understand that the Chariot is ready to go. Now you can see in this one, the Chariot is going. So I often talk about the Chariot talks about having all of your opposing forces going in the same direction. And people often see it as forward movement, but it's actually not. It's a card that says you need to attain balance. You need to be in that place here. You need to have all your opposing forces going in the same direction before you move forward. Once you've got that happening, things will start to move very, very quickly. So I feel, oh yeah, 10 of Cups. What can I say? What a beautiful reading for a Tuesday morning, because we had a public holiday yesterday. The 10 of Cups talks of everything that is good, everything. It's happy family, having enough wealth, having enough love around you. Everything is perfect here with that 10 of Cups. Okay. All right. So I feel like for some of you here, you've come through a journey. This isn't something that has come easily to you. You've worked hard for this. It could be that you felt that you needed to do something or have something on side before you move forward, and I feel that you've really sort of gained that now. Whatever you've done, you may have discarded, cut things out, cut things away in order to move forward. But whatever you're doing now, you're aligned with your destiny, you're understanding the direction you're going in, and now you're getting forward movement. So I bet there's a lot of people here who have been stuck for a while, not really understanding their direction. This is about really, truly understanding the way you need to go. Okay, now first off I want to say is maybe you're understanding now that what you put in, you need to get back. Not exactly in that equal measure. I always say it's not about equal measure. It's about understanding what I put into something, I need something back from. So if I go into a shop and I pay money, I get something. It may not always be equal, may not be a good buy, but it's always about getting back. It's about sharing. It's about equaling the energy you put into the energy that comes out. whether that's one financial and the other one kindness. There should be something. And you can give to somebody and not expect something in return, absolutely, if that is the way you want to do things. But for most of us, it is that wave when you've let somebody into the traffic. It's that appreciation when you help someone move. It's that love that you show someone when they have done something nice for you. It doesn't mean you have to do something back. It's about being appreciated. It's about being acknowledged for what you've done. And it's hurtful when people don't acknowledge that. Now, sometimes we give without actually seeing what's coming back. So, for example, you may be giving money in Australia at the moment to the people who have suffered really badly in the floods. Now, you may not get any thanks back for that. That's absolutely the way it is. But the way that works out is you see people getting back on board and you see that money being distributed. And when it isn't, and you know that things haven't gone that way, then you find that you might be a little bit rattled by that. But it's okay. So in some way, shape or form, there has to be an energy gain here. So if you're doing something from the heart and you don't expect something in return, then you know somehow or another you're doing something that is going to benefit someone, and that is enough for you. You do not need the validation. But for many people, they give until they're absolutely exhausted. Everybody's taking advantage of them, and they feel that that's the way they have to do things because they are a people pleaser. And just keep in mind that people pleasing is a trauma response. It's something you've been taught to do, and you may not be acknowledged for that, which means you become very resentful and very angry when you don't see results. So if you're going to give without expecting something back in return, then you need to probably work out if that is the right thing for you or not. And if you are standing in your beautiful truth, then you probably would be able to accept that that is your path. Okay. So we have the Fool card coming through. That's very interesting energy. It's like you've been holding back on something or holding back on investing something for some time. Oops. I feel like you've been holding back on putting energy into something for some time. You may have been gauging the way you were doing things, watching how you were doing them, but you're ready to take the leap of faith here. You're ready to say, well, okay, I can invest now because I know that this is coming back to me. So say, for example, you want to move into a relationship and you're not really sure that the other person's as committed to you. And now you're seeing the commitment they have. You're seeing the love they're showing you. You absolutely 100% see what they're giving. And now you're ready to sort of throw yourself into something. I love this term, throwing yourself into something, with gay abandon, but it's probably, oh, wow. Okay, so you've got a second chance at something here with the Judgment card. That sort of really says to me that you've gone through some sort of change here, some sort of big change. Maybe you're looking at something in a completely different way now. You know, sometimes we don't want to invest in something because we don't feel that we are in a position to invest. But something here with the Judgment card says you are now ready to invest in something that perhaps you weren't ready to invest in before. And now you're ready to take this leap of faith and take a jump into something that perhaps you felt wasn't giving you something before. Let's keep going. That's beautiful energy. All right, so we have the Lovers. So all major arcana sitting here except for the Six of Pentacles. So there's something significant here about you understanding your truth because you're ready to throw yourself into something now. Now, I never discount the fact that this could be a choice, especially with the Judgment card coming through. There could be a choice to jump into a relationship. Again, you know, people sometimes say to me, your readings resonate to me, but they don't resonate to me in a romantic way. And I say to them, that is absolutely your intuition saying you are being validated for something, regardless of whether it relates to a romantic relationship or a family relationship or a job. So this is why, as a reader, I say to you, there is a point where you need to use your intuition. If it feels like it's right and it applies to another situation in your life, don't necessarily take it as a romantic thing. It may be talking to you about something completely different. That's why I try to be to give you the general ideas of what the energy is coming through. I feel like for some of you, there's no doubt here that you have taken a plunge towards something romantic, perhaps for a second time here. Absolutely. But there might not be a second time and you've had a break. It may be that you've been in some sort of situation for a while and something has clicked or changed for you where you can now throw yourself completely into something. So maybe you were testing the waters before with that Six of Pentacles. Maybe I'm just going to test and see, you know, what happens here with this particular situation by just investing a little bit. But you see, what's happening here is because you are feeling so comfortable, because you are feeling it is the right time, you're throwing yourself completely into this. And I feel like for some of you, you may have tested the beginning stages of a relationship. Now, that might not necessarily be a romantic relationship. It could be a job, a partnership. You could have been testing out the person that you were building with to see whether they were fully invested in something. But I feel like you've got like the green light to jump in now. All right, Three of Swords. The Magician. I love it. I love it. So you may be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio person here. We do have Gemini energy on the table as well. I'm feeling like for some of you here, you may have found a father figure. You may have finally found out who your father was, or you may have, it may not be a father, it may be a brother, but I feel like some of you have actually located somebody in your family who maybe you haven't been able to invest in before. That's the sort of energy, and it's like you're being given this opportunity to go ahead now because there's some pain behind this. So it could be that you weren't willing to trust somebody until they showed you something, absolutely. But this Magician energy says to me, you know, like you can go for it now. Whatever this is, you can go in, jump in, hands and feet. Because whatever this situation is, I feel like this person is, if it's a person for you, really does love and respect you at a very good level. Even if you can't see it, but perhaps it's taken this long to trust that it was right for you. All right, so I have the Queen of Pentacles coming through with the Prince of Cups and the Temperance card. Now, there's quite a few major arcanas in this reading, so I feel like it has a very strong message for some of you out there. This is the card of balance. All right, so this comes at the top of the reading. And before I started off, I was talking to you because I have a lot of energy around forgiveness, balance, those sort of things coming through. This could be a person that you have forgiven, that you are giving another chance to. Absolutely. Again, may not be romantic. It may be for some of you a parent, father figure, family figure. There is a need for you to let go and forgive someone. There is a need for you to bring balance into your life, forgiveness. That Six of Pentacles says to me that what you're putting out there with the forgiveness will be returned to you with gratefulness. But there's definitely, with this Six of Pentacles at the beginning of the reading, it really has a very potent feel for turning things around for you. And I wonder if that is what is bringing in the Ace of Swords. So maybe you have been holding on to something for a while. Maybe you have been resentful and angry about something. Maybe you haven't wanted to invest in something. But somehow or another, letting go, forgiving, finding balance within yourself gives you the clarity to move forward here. And I feel with that Magician here, you're being told that you have everything you need. So maybe you've let go of something to make more room for other things to come in. That's what it feels like. All right, so we have clarity, truth, and forward movement. We have destiny being opened up for you and very rapid movement forward to the Ten of Cups. I feel like here, this energy here that's coming through, again, we have the Two of Cups here. Maybe you've taken time out to do the healing. Maybe I'm talking to the people who've healed, but it really doesn't feel like the healing. For me, it feels like that acceptance, forgiveness, gratefulness, like being in the place where all of a sudden you're not feeling any more resentment or anger towards somebody or something. That's what you're letting go to find this beautiful peace with the Chariot heading towards the Ten of Cups. It's like you're understanding how to bring things into balance. And I feel like this Magician is significant in that now you've brought things into balance, things will come in for you. Now you've stepped into your truth, you've got that Six of Pentacles energy, you're working with the universe, you're bringing towards you what you need to bring towards you. And I feel like for some of you, again, could be father or mother figure here, absolutely. And I feel like some sort of offer, perhaps of forgiveness or whatever it is for you, is bringing in some peace and clarity with that Temperance card. All right, let's have a look at the Shaman's Dream. It's a really beautiful reading. It just feels to me like I need to say to you, there's an acceptance here. It's acceptance for something. It's accepting that perhaps things haven't been good up until now with somebody or something. It's accepting that you are now bringing things into balance. You may be forgiving. All right, we have the galactic mushroom coming through, which is the divine matrix. So let's have a look to 24. So we have 6, the number 6, which of course is the 6 of Pentacles. So it's a little bit of a validation there. This is the intricate complexity of life. You might have been thinking and acting like you were the only one in the dream creating your life. The galactic mushroom arrives as a playful yet potent reminder that you need to get with your higher power. The universal laws are not for your benefit only. The law of attraction does not exist just to serve your desired outcome. The matrix of consciousness, called Source, God, Spirit, and many other names, is intricately woven into life. There is so much more complexity that the human mind cannot comprehend all the moving parts. It's impossible to see beyond what you already know, just as the head of a mushroom is clearly above the soil, but not the living biome below. So there is something here that says to me that your dreams and desires or your manifestations are being heard. So it says whatever intention you hold consistently with hope and faith, which of course is the Star card, first manifest in the unseen realms. So it says that something is definitely working here, and it's with that law of karma, that law of cause and effect. So something here is playing out for you. And what it's saying is, by moving into your truth, by stepping into your truth, things are going to start feeling like you belong. Like you have this beautiful equilibrium, this beautiful balance. So whatever this is that you are doing here, you are serving the greater good of all. What a beautiful reading. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.